Devs, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Derek. I'm a front-end developer based out of Los Angeles, and in today's video, I'm continuing my series I've dubbed Method Mondays, where I go over every array method there is in JavaScript. And next up on our list for today, we're going to be taking a look at fill. So let's just hop into our editor and get right into it. All right, so the array method fill, right out the gate, it does modify the original array. So yes, it is destructive. If you watched my previous video in this series, similarly to copy within, you can optionally define the start and end indexes. So you have a little control there. And to give an example of that, that actually looks like this. So here's the syntax. You just take your array, hit it with the fill array method, and then you can define the value you want to fill the array with and the start and end point in the array. So pretty handy. And last up, it does work with any data type, so numbers, strings, objects, etc. So something good to know. For our first example, let's just fill an array with a value. So let's make an array. We'll just say const r for array, and that's going to equal a new instance of an array. I want this array to be 5 items long, and then we can hit that array with the fill array method, and let's just fill that array with a value. We'll just do a number. Let's just do the number 0. Now let's log our array to the console, and there we have it. There's our array that is exactly 5 items long, and we filled that array with the value 0 for every one of those items. So pretty straightforward. Next up, let's just fill part of an array. So we're going to utilize our start and end options here. Let's just drop in an array of numbers called nums, numbered 1 to 5. We'll take nums, we'll hit it with our fill array method, and the value that I want to fill in some of the slots of this array with, let's just do a string. Let's do a capital X, and then I want it to start at index 1 and then end at index 4. Now let's log that to the console and see what we get. And nice, we have our array here, 5 items long. We started at index 1 and ended at index 4, and the value that we filled each one of those index items with is this string here, just the letter X. So instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's 1 X X X 5. So that's just basically fill in action. And for our last example, let's use fill with objects, and it will be a shared object, and I'll explain what that is here in a second. So let's just do const, we'll say users, which is going to equal a new instance of an array. I want this array to be 3 items long. We'll hit it and fill it with our fill array method, and I'll just fill it with a very small object. It's just got a single key value pair of logged in with the value false. Now let's log users to the console, and here's our array. We can open that up. We have our 3 objects with the key value pair logged in, all set to false. And the thing to note here is that fill creates one single object, and it just puts 3 references to it in the array. So if I were to do something like this, let's take users, and I'll target the first index item of that array, and I dot notation down into the logged in key, and I set the value of the logged in key to something else. So instead of false, let's just say true, and then open my array back up again. It will follow suit for all 3 instances because it's a shared object. So this is just something to keep in mind. It doesn't create 3 different objects. They are just shared objects and the same instance of each one. If you wanted to change the value of the logged in key here for just one of these instances, say index number 1 here, so this middle guy, then in that case, you would have to loop over this array with either a for loop or a dot map or something like that. So just something to keep in mind. But devs, that is it for fill. Hopefully you found this helpful. If you did, definitely like this video. I will link the code down in the description and catch you in the next one. But as always, if you want to support the channel, all you have to do is